Hi, welcome to the Vergas Show. I'm Sherry Hansen. Thanks for joining me today. We're doing something a little bit different today. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the youth of our area. We've got some awesome youth in our Vergas area, as I'm sure you do in your community too. And too often they don't get that highlighted. So often what we end up doing is we say, oh, all the kids today do is play on their phones or play with their video games. Or then the other thing that might happen is we might say that, well, there's nothing for our kids to do in our community. Well, I'm going to try to contest that today. I have a real distinct pleasure and privilege of leading our youth group through our church at St. John St. Paul's Lutheran in Vergas. And saying that, I think the first thing I want to do is if you have youth, whether you're a member of our congregations or not, they're always welcome. We meet every Wednesday night at St. Paul's Church, which is located right outside of Vergas on County Road 4. We meet every night at 6:30. And we have hang time, which what we call hang time is just hanging out. Kids get together. And what was really unique about it is a few weeks ago when we got together for the fall season, we had kids from Barnesville, Moorhead, Perham, Detroit Lakes, Frazee, Pelican Rapids, Vergas Falls, all those kids joining together and just getting together and finding out how their week was going, finding out what they've got going on. You've got that little bit of rivalry going on, but it's a safe environment. And it's a time for them to know that they're going to get together. Of course, there's food involved, and so that's usually a big draw for some of them. But it also gives them something to do other than sitting at home with their video games, or other than trying to find something to do where I think we all know that that's where we can end up with some problems that we have in our communities. What I'm going to talk to you today about is one of the awesome projects that our youth completed this last year through this youth group. And I have it right here. It's a scale model Noah's Ark. And we really had a lot of fun with that. The kids took the dimensions actually from the Bible. So they took those dimensions and they broke them down with the help of Myron and Sonia Gunderson, who helped with this project, or actually are the geniuses behind this project. But you had just your wood. We got pieces of wood, this long, and some of it was smaller, some of it, whatever. And then we had to take those dimensions, and the kids sat there with the saws, and they had to cut it, they had to glue it, and they took all those dimensions and they created this ark. It's got the compartments in it. It's got, I think it would float. We're not gonna test that anyway, not today. But and then what they ended up doing with that, over the course of a full year, on Wednesday nights, you get together, you have your food, you have your talking, and then you find out that all of these kids have these different wonderful talents. Some of them maybe, had no idea how to take those dimensions and break it down and get into a scale model and do the sawing and that. But by somebody else showing them, one of the other youth that maybe did, that was used to maybe helping their dad build a house or do some construction work, they were able to come together and have those skills come together and then find out that they all had different things. Now, some of them absolutely hated the staining of it, and so the others, took over on that, and they knew that they could be a part of that. It was just a fun time to be together, and what was really fun about this whole project is after we got it all put together and they got the animals ordered, and so you got a whole nice idea of the animals, and they found the book on through the Arch series that we use through CPH, and anyone can find that, but it's Noah's Adventures. They decided that this would be a good project to donate to our Jesus Little Lambs preschool right here in Vergas. And so here are Vergas kids connected to the community, working all winter long on a project that's going to go right to a community thing too. And I just don't think it gets any better than that. If you have children, the 3 and 4 year olds, if you're not familiar with Jesus Little Lambs preschool, that's located right here in the community of Vergas. They meet Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. They meet from 12:30 to 3:30, and you can contact the church office to get any information on that, or just call the preschool. Grandma Lois Whippick is helping out with that again this year. She's teaching, and my kids went through it, and I think they would have liked something like this ark here that our kids from our youth group were able to construct and put together. This is just an example of some of the awesome youth that we have in our area. What I want to do is I want to ask you if you know of some youth that you know. Maybe it's a grandchild, maybe it's a son or a daughter, maybe it's a brother or sister, or just somebody you know that is doing great things in the community or your community, and too often we get caught up in hearing of the things that are going wrong and then wondering how we can fix that. I think if we can just encourage our youth to keep doing the great things that they're doing. I got another example for you that came out of our youth group, and his name is TJ Dahl. He just got his Eagle Scout. He, through our youth group, saw the need. We have a Vergas area food pantry, and we've talked about that before here on the Vergas Show, and it's located right outside at the same church that our youth group meets at, St. Paul's Lutheran, right outside of Vergas here. And we distribute food every third Thursday in the morning, and then by calling the church office if you need it any other time. But this youth group, they help collect food through the help of the fire department. They help check the expiration dates. They set out the food. And TJ saw the need that we needed more shelving and we needed more signage. And so him being in Boy Scouts, he took that upon himself, and he talked to his scout leader, which is through Pelican Rapids, and they lined up where he was able to get some signage, and the local lumber yard and the hardware store here in Vergas, and I think Ace Hardware out of Pelican Rapids helped him with the materials, and we now have some great new shelves to store our food. We've got some new signage, and Eagle Scout Award and service went to TJ Dahl. And he's not the only one. I know there's other Brooke Lammers out of Pelican Rapids. That's through Girl Scouts, and I don't know what the Girl Scouts call it, but it's one of the higher awards. It's not the Eagle Scout, but she, for the community of Vergas, built 10 picnic tables, and we use those for Looney Days. Another Eagle Scout, Addison Buell, down at the park here in Vergas, built a handicap ramp. Paul Harstick was an Eagle Scout Award winner, and he did some computer work and things out at the church. And so that's just a spattering of the wonderful youth that we have in our community. TJ Dahl, like I said, with his Eagle Scout, and he came, and he was one of our main guys that was helping with the ARC here. He was the one that would bring in the 7th graders. He graduated this year, and he's now going to school in Wahpeton, and so we don't see him as often, but during this project, he was one of the main guys. And he would take those 7th graders and say, okay, we need this cut this way, and you got to put this way, and no, don't do it that way. And he learned just some skills for as far as leadership with that too. And so he carried that to his Eagle Scout, and to help he helped out the Vergas area food pantry. He helped out Jesus Little Lambs preschool, and not only that, he's just become a model citizen himself to just go on and do wonderful things, whatever he's going to end up doing. So we got a lot of great people in our community. I just want to spotlight and highlight our youth, and like I said, just get a hold of me. If you know of someone that you want to be on the Vergas Show to talk a little bit about that. And next time you're in the community of Vergas, stop down at Jesus Little Lambs Preschool and check out the ARC down there. That's going to be down there for them to be able to use. And just know that some of the amazing, awesome youth of the Vergas community help put that together for the little kids who are going to be the amazing youth of our future. That sounds pretty good, right? Vergas got a good future for it. All right, you have a good day in Vergas.